Hey everyone, this is Kim. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I want to get on here and talk to you for a few minutes about how important it is to push past the simple fact of being scared. All of us have some level of fear deep down on the inside of us, things that we are just like slightly nervous about. We're not sure if we step out into the deep end, what's going to happen. Are we going to sink, or is it really going to be like all that we thought it was going to be, or are we going to flat out fail? Are we going to be everything that God created us to be and destined us to be, or are we really going to get out there and think that we're going to do great, but at the end of the day it didn't work out the way we planned, and hence fear kicks in. We're scared. So often it's like people let fear grip them and take over them to the point where it's like you can't even become everything that you're purposed to be. Now, let me be clear. Fear is very real. A lot of times when people are afraid of, like, for example, public speaking, their throat closes or they start having palpitations, all kinds of stuff happens because that fear and that anxiety is real. So they truly are scared. It's not like they're making up that they're scared. That's a real fear, a real factor. Sometimes the situations and things that happen in our lives, and they're looking very bleak and grim, and we're not sure what the outcome's going to be. But in life, I want you guys to know that God has a plan for your life. He has a plan for my life. He has a plan for all of us. And he wants us to know that the plans that he has for us, they're great. No matter what it looks like right now, you may be only getting a chance to see things in little bits and pieces because we don't know what the future holds. Nobody does. Nobody can predict that, oh, this is going to go as I think it's going to go 100%, because you can never predict that at all. All we can do is know that right now this is what I'm working with, and I'm going to use this moment and use it to the best of my ability. But the future, we're really not sure of. So whenever we think about stepping out into the unknown, we really have to 100% trust God and know that he has our back and that he's not going to let us fall, no matter how it looks, no matter how challenging it looks, no matter how difficult it looks. God has us in the palm of his hands, and he wants us to succeed. He wants us to reach our destiny and reach our goals and our dreams. So what I recommend is, if you're scared for whatever the reason, as you're going on your journey in life and you're pursuing some goals and some dreams, do it scared. It doesn't even matter. Just say, you know what? I'm scared. I'm nervous, but regardless, I'm going to do it anyway. Because at the end of the day, that thing that you are so nervous about getting out there and doing, it ultimately is going to bless so many people if you just go ahead and do it. One of the quotes that I saw here is, the only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. And that's a quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson. The only person that you're destined to be is the person that you just simply decide to be. So who do you want to be? Who are you willing to push past your fears and being scared to be able to go on to be all that you're created to be? I don't know if you've ever remember that Scared Straight program, where the high school students would go and they would go into the prison systems, and they would have this whole program lined up to literally scare the children to pieces, so that it would prevent them from wanting to ever come and go into jail for whatever reason. Anything that they could do to avoid being in jail, they would go to the extreme to do it, because they were a part of the Scared Straight program. Well, think about it. How God allows us to have situations and circumstances that come in and they scare us straight. They're like, oh, this is happening. Oh my gosh. I never in a million years could have imagined some of my deepest, darkest fears would ever become a reality. For example, I just always use the example that I cannot imagine being in my life without my child. That is like something that I could never have ever wrapped my arms around, my head around, my thoughts around. It just seemed impossible. And when it happened, it's like I was scared. I mean, just if I'm able to just be totally vulnerable and transparent with you, it scared me to pieces, because I was like, what in the world? If this can happen and I never expected it, then what else can happen that I could never expect? And those kind of things in life, when they come upon you and you're not even mentally prepared for it, throws you off, it rocks your very foundation of who you are. And I want to let you know that whenever this happened in my life, I realized how strong God had created me to be. I mean, literally, he created me to be a woman that's of strength and of tenacity, and a woman that can endure a whole lot of things that I never thought I was equipped to handle. God never allows things to be put on you that you cannot handle. For what if it's happening, it's something that you can handle. And it's a learning lesson in it, and it's something that will better shape who you are ultimately going to become, who you're destined to become. It just actually is helping to shape and to mold you into the greatest being that you're expected to be, that God has created for you to be. So when my son passed away, and I still went to church the next Sunday, the Sundays following, and I was praising God, and people were like, how in the world can you come to church dealing with this? Guess what? I love the Lord and I praise God regardless of the circumstances. And I know that God has my son in a special place. He has him. He has him in the palm of his hands. He has him in heaven. So why not still serve my Lord and my Savior, Jesus Christ? And I was so grateful that I was able to have enough strength to be able to even do that. Sometimes when we're dealing with being scared, we have to do a couple of things. We want to just try to figure out how we can educate ourselves more. Sometimes we're afraid because guess what? We don't know. You don't know what you don't know. So if you educate yourself more and connect with other people that do know what it is that maybe you're missing or lacking in your own area of expertise, you'll find that you will be less fearful, less afraid, because now you're dealing with some people that are mentoring you. Even if you're not dealing with a physical person, you may be dealing with reading more books or going to more networking events. You may be going and calling on people and saying, can I just talk to you for a few minutes, just so I can pick your brain. The more you educate yourself, the more you're able to lessen the amount of fear that you have when you're presenting what it is that you have to present, because you're not as nervous, because you're more confident, because you're more knowledgeable. So make sure you educate yourself. That's very important in lessening the amount of fear that you have. And then also keep the faith. Know that God is with you and that he has your best interest at heart, and that he's going to meet you where you are, and he's going to multiply your efforts. He wants you to succeed. He does not want you to just go out into society and just be average and not make a difference and pass away and not have any mark or legacy that you've ever left as the thing that you brought to the universe. He wants you to succeed. He believes in you and he supports you. And everything that you care about, guess what? God cares about it. So if you keep the faith and know that he is not going to do anything to hurt you, he's doing everything to shape you and to build you, to build your character, and to build you up to become all that you're purposed and destined to become. And then also making sure that you step out of your comfort zone. There are things that you may say, oh my goodness, I'm not about to do this because this makes me a little bit nervous. It's not what I do. I'm not comfortable. Stop saying what you're not comfortable doing. Stop saying what you're not capable of doing, because you are capable of doing all things through Christ who strengthens you. You're fearfully and wonderfully made. So if he can do something through one person, why can't he do it through you? God has no respecter of persons. So what he can do that's so wonderful and magnificent and awe-inspiring and all of that through somebody else, he definitely can do something just as wonderful through you if you allow yourself to be used as a vessel, as a vehicle for him to be able to accomplish those great things, and stop diminishing who you are. A lot of times I hear people say, I'm just not really good at this, and this is not my gift, and this is not my talent, and I would try this, but I think that I would probably fail, so I'm just going to hold off on trying until I get better understanding in that area. Guess what? You're never going to have enough confidence in yourself if you don't start somewhere. So even if you're scared, push past that fear and decide that I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do this. I am going to do this. I'm a little bit nervous, God. I'm nervous. This is not my element. This is not what I do. But I do believe that you're going to help me succeed, because you're going to see the effort that I'm putting forward and that somebody is getting help by what I'm doing. And you're going to meet me there and multiply it. A lot of times we don't have, because it said, the word of God says, if we ask, we shall receive. If we knock, the door shall be open. How many doors are you knocking on? How many questions and things are you even asking God for? What are we saying? God, this is what I need. This is what I'm lacking. This is what I would like to see more of in my life. If we don't open up our mouths and ask God, then shame on us. We're getting what we get. You get what you get if you don't ever speak up and say what you need. So today, as I talk to you guys, I want you to know that if you're scared, as you're pursuing your dreams and your goals, and you know that God has given you some specific things to do, that's kind of just sitting there and it's like, I can't tell you when I'm going to get started doing this, because I just can't foresee when I'll muster up enough energy and enough courage to actually get out of my comfort zone and just do it. Guess what? Make a decision today, that no matter what, no matter how it looks, no matter how challenging it looks, no matter how weird you feel trying to push past your anxiety or your fear or being afraid, that you're going to commit to doing something towards achieving your goals and your dreams. You got to do something. Actually, I was listening to Joel Osteen recently, and one thing that he said is talking about the eagle, the little eaglets. Am I saying it right? Guess what? Even if I'm not saying it right, I still am doing it. Hello. So guess what? I think it's eaglets. And if not, oh well, it's not a big deal. It's eaglets. Okay. So they're in this nest, and in the nest, they're quite comfortable. They think they have it going on, but they really don't realize that at the end of the day that they can fly. And the reason they don't know that they can fly is because they never get the opportunity to actually practice flying while they're stuck in the nest. It's only when they're forced out of the nest to kind of go into their own destiny and into their own lives that they truly get the opportunity to realize and start to spread their wings as they are falling. Sometimes it appears like you're falling. But at the end of the day, God just wants you to spread your wings. He wants you to just spread your wings and realize that you can fly, that you have the ability to fly all along, but you need to know what you're capable of. And sometimes when you're in your comfort zone, you don't know how far God plans to take you. Who are you to stop you? Who are you to say, this is all that my life consists of. This is all that I'm capable of doing. This is got to be the best that God has for me, because he's not doing anything else through me. He wants to do so much more through you, but he needs you to say, God, use me. And I will not make an excuse. I will do what you have required me to do and what you have called me to do and what you have entrusted in me to do. And I'm going to do a fantastic job at it, because I know that with your help, Lord, I can do all things but fail. So believe you can, and guess what? You're halfway there. That's Theodore Roosevelt. Believe you can, and you are halfway there. I'm going to leave you with a quote as well, but I want to make sure that if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, that's right, I'm asking, because guess what? If I don't ask, I can't receive. If I don't ask, you won't even know what I need, okay? Oh, that might be a little rap. If I don't ask, I can't receive. If I don't ask, you won't know what I need. Yeah, that sounds good. Anyway, here's the deal. I really would love for you to go and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Kim Jacobs, The Kim Jacobs Show. And it's right on YouTube. And even with that, let me tell you, I'm 49 years old, okay? And when we're talking about being scared, for me, entering into the YouTube phenomenon, into the YouTube realm, is challenging for me. And I'm nervous about it. I'm like, what do I have to do? Okay, hashtag, turn on the subscription and the notifications and all of this stuff that my children are trying to teach me. And it's very interesting, but it's like, whoop, over my head sometimes. It's like, whoop, I don't have a clue what they're talking about sometimes. But guess what? No matter how scared I am, I know that the message that God has given me and the people that come on to my show are people that can actually help make a difference in somebody else's life. So I am encouraging you to subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show. on YouTube, and make sure that you subscribe right away and turn on your notifications, because as I release new shows and new show guests, you don't want to miss those guests. They will change your life. Just hearing their backstories will help change your life forever. Also, if you would like a 30-minute free coaching session with me, you can go to KimJacobsConsulting.com. I have a calendar there, and lots of people actually have been booking appointments with me. And I promise you, the people that are getting the 30-minute coaching sessions with me is not fluff at all. The 30 minutes, during that time frame, I'm able to offer you some solutions that even if you never move forward with me with anything else in life, those solutions alone will help change your entire perspective of what you're doing with your business or with your dreams and your goals. So take advantage of the 30-minute free coaching sessions, and that's going to begin anytime you go to KimJacobsConsulting.com and make sure that you take advantage of that 30-minute coaching session right away. Okay, that's all I can say right now. I'm kind of nervous about doing some things on YouTube, but if you're scared, do it scared. As Les Brown said, when you're scared, do it scared. By the yard is hard, but inch by inch is a cinch. So you cannot swim for new horizons until you have the courage to lose sight of the shore. And that's by William Faulkner. Again, you cannot swim for new horizons until you have the courage to lose sight of the shore. I hope that I've encouraged you today, and please make sure that if you're scared, do it scared anyway, but make sure you do it regardless. Have a great day, everybody, and I'll look forward to you subscribing to The Kim Jacobs Show on YouTube. Bye-bye.